Arne, founder and CEO of Academic Labs, and I'm excited to share that we have a great new AI analysis update. I'm going to walk you through a specific case where we're searching for imaging tracers. And let's say we're looking not into any kind of profiles or new grants or patents, but we're looking into the literature, scientific publications. We only want to look at the new imaging tracers in development. So let's say we pick the last couple of years, or let's say we sort by the most recent ones. We don't want if there's like a match for it in a keyword, so we only search in title and abstract. Here we go. So now we have 1,800 publications. I want to analyze the most recent ones because those are the ones that are most relevant. I click on this AI button. There's two options. I can either ask one question to up to 50 publications and get one answer back, or extract insights from the first 1,000 publications. We could do that for patents, for to analyze the claims, for example, or full text, or for new grants, for clinical trials, for news. But now let's say we look into publications. Let's go for all thousands, and then we can ask up to 10 questions. I'm gonna copy paste here several ones. So what's the specific research finding? Is it about a new SPECT imaging tracer development? Answer it yes or no. Then probably want to know what isotope is being used. So what isotope is used, provide isotope names in this format. Then probably what kind of condition, which kind of disease is it used for? Do we want to know who's responsible as a PI? Yes, even though we get that in the export file, but still can be helpful. What's maybe unique of this what's the uniqueness of this new tracer? And once we get an answer, we can also ask a follow-on question on any kind of answer. For example, explain why that is unique. We also want to know what's the potential of the new tracer. And maybe last thing, what are the negative findings about this new tracer? So with these 9 or 10 questions, we can ask to each of those 1,000 publications. I click on preview. Now it will first analyze for you the first 5 results. Here we go. The first title, we can open it up and then see what's the specific answer for each of those questions. We summarize the question in an easy to understand format. We still see the original data, the abstract and so on. So we could verify if it's an answer we like, or if you need to adjust the question. If you want to adjust the question, just say edit question to maybe get an answer in a better format, or to modify the question to extract any other kind of findings. So this kind of helps. Maybe I find something in here that I thought, it would be good to maybe include survival responses, for example, or primary endpoints, things like that. But let's say I'm happy. I click download, and now it will download or analyze all these 1,000 most recent publications on this topic. The more questions you ask, the slower it goes, of course, but as you can see, it takes probably around 5 seconds to do 100 publications. So within a minute, or maybe 40 seconds, we are finished. So what happens, we use the GPT-4o model, which seems to be best for this kind of analysis, and then we send the abstracts that you selected and the metadata along with your questions. The questions, we don't know what questions you ask, so we can trace that, and OpenAI doesn't know that you are asking questions, so it only knows we at Academic Labs are asking these questions. So this way it's fully secure and private, and as you can see, I'll just give you a short explanation. 1,000 publications are being analyzed on each of those 9 or 10 questions. Now we will get an export file, so a regular export file with the title, the abstract of the publications, the authors with their affiliations, the year, and so on. So it's now being downloaded as we speak. My Excel is opening up. Okay, here we go. We got the Excel file. So we still, in this Excel file, we see what are the questions that we asked. We see the date, the search query, the filters, the sorting, the link to go back to the results, so it's repeatable. And then we see here basically the columns with the answer to my questions. And we still have here the columns that provide additional data on each of those publications. So now I could go through the results, and the good thing is it allows you to extract not only findings, but also use this as a way to create custom filters based on all the content. So we could say only those that are about a new tracer in development. So yes, so that retrieves these counts. Then we could look at the isotopes, and we could say everything that is mentioning a certain isotope, let's say Lu, and then we got this one as a result. So it helps to really cut or slice and dice all these publications. We can look at what is the research findings summaries, to go through those that are of interest, to understand what's the outcome of the research. We can filter by conditions. It is possible to also ask for maybe therapeutic area if that's easier, but I guess that's not so relevant. You have the PI, you have the new tracer, uniqueness, uniqueness explanation, target leading in neovascularization. Then we have what's the new tracer potential. And then we see, are there any kind of negative findings mentioned in those abstracts? So in this way, and if I'm interested in some, I can check what's the title of the publication. I can look at who are the authors and affiliations. I can look at the full abstract and go back to the publication on AcademicLabs. So in this way, and then see basically, maybe let's take an example here. Let's say I'm interested in this one. I click on the link. I go back to the publication. I see what it's about, and I can jump to the first or the last author to go to the profile to see their expertise and ask the AI to ask a question about, we're looking for this collaborator to help us develop kind of new tracers. Does this seem to be a great fit? Explain why, and then basically you get your answer by the AI that is grounded in the science, in the research that this researcher is doing. So just want to highlight this as a possibility. We have this AI button for patents, for news, for clinical trials, for projects, for ongoing research. For patents, we have an extra option to analyze up to 4 patents in detail, to compare them, to analyze the overlap of claims or the differentiation of the patents, including full text if you want to extract like sequence or things like that. But we can also extract from 1,000 patents and ask, for example, explain the claims in an easy to understand way for a non-patent expert. Then you have a 2-sentence summary of the claims, for example. So we can do that as well within a profile of a researcher or company or a lab or a university. We could analyze their research in detail. Now, if you would like to have a quick demo of how this can work for you, happy to jump on a call and run an analysis on your topic of interest to see the practical findings we can deliver for you. All right, if this helps, take care. Bye-bye.